It appears the assassins have failed.
This means that the individual's psyche is far from being safely synthesized. On the contrary, it threatens to fragment only too easily under the onslaught of unchecked emotions. While this situation is familiar to us from the studies of anthropologists, it is not so irrelevant to our own advanced civilization as it might seem. We, too, can become dissociated and lose our identity. We can be possessed and altered by moods or become unreasonable and unable to recall important facts about ourselves or others, so that people ask, "What the devil has gotten into you?" We talk about being able to control ourselves, but self-control is a rare and remarkable virtue. Oh then, welcome theretofore to the Grim Grizz stream for August 8th, upon which the VIP goal was mysteriously at 88% when he began. The stream Material Reality of Spiritual Warfare, with the thumbnail that says, "Why God is Love? Why God is Love? Why?" page has been turned. I don't know what that means or what to tell you about it, but that's the truth. And so we do some nice light-hearted topics today. Something breezy, and then it turns out it's the material reality of spiritual warfare and why God is love. Maybe. Casino deck card for the show is the Ace of Diamonds. The Ace of Diamonds. How about that? We do have some unfinished business from yesterday's card. The Kale Wars. The Gen X man goes no cap fur. Stream from yesterday. The things weren't addressed and need to be addressed. The first of which we'll start at the bottom is the sincerity culture utopnost. That's what it seems to me that it's a condition that exists among the Gen X, right? That has this utopic vision of the sincerity culture to which it was not a part. It was born after the sincerity culture was dead and dying. And so as they see that they have this utopic vision of this nostalgia that doesn't exist of how wonderful it was then. And I think that Kale's war against the het is a demonstration of that. And I didn't say that yesterday. Shame on me. Shame on me. And furthermore, therefore, then, welcome. We hope you're feeling virtually not alone. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Therefore, then, also the other thing from the card yesterday is in the age of profilicity, one meets the Dalai Lama in full character regalia. End quote.
It's a whisper in your ear, now listen here. Remember, embody, it's all so clear. No hidden strings, no puppeteer. We're by your side, have no fear. I cherish truth. I cherish truth. Remember, embody, there is no agency. We want what's best for you.
All right. What's going on out there? What is going on out there? We got Mosley saying Caliphate. Avriel coincidenting on the goals. Jeremy with shampoo is for girls. Emily listening while. But now, see, the question is she listening with a thing or is she broadcasting my voice to the falafel eaters? If you're a falafel eater that's hearing me right now, you get a bonus +5 to the upcoming savings throws. We have Tom back from a place on a road trip, which gets highlighted just because I wanted to say Medjugorje. He's been to Medjugorje and he's back now here. There's some Joe Cross with us in the hive mind. Who else? Nobody. Nobody else is saying hello. Nobody else getting +2 to these savings throws against the mind control. I know you know how that goes. And in case you didn't, we're gonna have a nice 3-minute sample teaser of some mind control I've just become aware of right after these savings throws. You see, people want you to buy product, and as such, they contact advertisers to cast mind control spells to persuade you to buy those products. And if you only consider that level of the mind control you're steeped in like a tea bag, you get a savings throw against it here. I don't know why no one else gives you savings throws against it, but hey, here you go. You can have some. In order to get one, you have to choose between survival, social, wisdom, or heart. It's a participatory experience. You choose on which you will base the resistance of your savings throw, the will to survive, your social networks, your acquired wisdom, or the power of your heart. And the die representing that gets rolled by myself, by myself. If that die comes up a 10 or higher, you have made your savings throw and take half damage from the mind control and commercials you're being presented with. If it's under 10, you take full damage. But if it's an 8 and you've chatted in the hive mind where you can get a +2 for chatting, then you've made it. You've made it. But if you haven't chatted and you have an 8, well, that's full damage for you. Got it? Got it. Good. Survival, social, wisdom, or heart. And someone please teabag Furry David. What? Choose. No, here are the rolls. Survivalist with a nat 1. I'm sorry. I said you get a bonus. If it's a nat 1, you don't. The bonuses don't apply in the case of a natural 1. Sorry, you failed. So, survivalist, socialist with the prime 17. You're doing fine. Lovers of wisdom with disciples. That's a 12. Power of hearts, folks. That's 16 for you. That's 4 chambers multiplying. And indigo kids. 15. You made it as well. Oh, no falafel bonus for the falafel people. That's probably for the best.
I believe that if everyone sees what just a few people become when they wholly embrace their gifts, others will awaken.
Now, as a member of the fraternal regiment embodying narcissistic sociopathy, what we must immediately address is that I've heard people were talking about me. Now, it wasn't indicated in the mind control teaser I'm about to play for you, and where this rumored treasure of information, people talking about me, is hidden is behind a paywall. But here is the teaser trailer for that as presented to me. It's from last year. They don't know.
I don't know if you saw the same shows on Daily Wire Plus as I have, but I just feel like I'm not being heard. That I'm not being known by my reputation, and if we could just kind of get back on track, I think it would be good.
Okay, what is the track is kind of what I'm trying to figure out.
I think it has something to do with like the meta opponent processing, where these kind of opposites that we're talking about, like language and the matrix, or that one, that these opposites all coincide in infinity, I think is the point. That I think, CABAL, I don't mean to speak for you. I don't mean to offend you.
It's okay. I only saw the first one.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're missing out, but bring your Bible, is all I'm saying. Not the Bible, you know what I mean? Bring the YouTube videos that Dr. Peterson's making about the Bible and just watch them while you see the movie on silent in the background. And I think you'll understand really where Paul Vanderklay is coming from here.
So according to what we just heard, you're supposed to be watching some unnamed movie and also Papa Peterson's Bible quotes to understand what Pastor Paul is saying. That's right. On the Empire Never Ended podcast, episode 212, The Estuary Never Ended, Jordan Peterson has a cult now. That's apparently a thing that exists. And it says, Kamal and Fritz rope Ray into joining their estuary of the totally not occult, fetishizing the theological and philosophical genius of Dr. Jordan Peterson while preparing for Christian urban combat. Is that a paintball for Jesus reference? I'm so excited, but not paying them a damn thing. I've tweeted at them that thing to do, be a sport and give me a copy of the audio, man. That's, if you're talking about me, that's the least you can do. Welcome, everybody. Isn't this fun? welcome. This is the Why God is Love, material reality of spiritual warfare stream. And but first, let's inform you of some things you should know are going on, such as the oh my God, what kind of slash is that? Slashed prices on the Denim Wars Danny Cap. We're distributing the merchandise to the troops at low prices to really stick it to Kale. He's going to show up somewhere someday where we will have assembled, and he'll see nothing but the sea of Denimor's Denny. That's the kind of kayfabe we do around here, ladies and gentlemen. In the virtually not alone bubble. Howdy, Rascal. Howdy. Welcome. Oh, what else? What else is going on in the news today? We'll see this God, why God is love part. Well, there's a little backstory I'll give you. The page was turning, and I was reviewing some old material. And then yesterday, as the page slid closed and the new chapter one opened, Papa Peterson released one of those Peterson talking about the Bible clips on his own little clips channel from back when he was him. Back when it was actually Dr. Jordan Peterson and not this post-coma Red Skull version we have. But anyway, blue church card of the show is the 9 of spades. And so Peterson released his clip, and with the combination of the recursion of the other piece, I got this why God is love notion. But then today, Pastor Paul put out some things which deserve some adjunct professing, and I think that the best way to go into it is actually through that, therefore, adjunct professing. So we'll be going through it that. Okay, so we got the adjunct professing, then why God is love, and then the material reality of spiritual warfare. Meanwhile, it should be noted that in a weirdly wide-stretched release today, Karen is talking to Sam Tiedemann, and the main reason that this was brought up is because the release of the Sam Tiedemann video indicates that much to my chagrin, the recording that Karen has with me has not been released today. But we'll take a dip in and have a piece of this, and make sure you're subscribed over there for when she does release our newest conversation. What?
We all know that there is no agency any living gent can see doing what is right for me. Just lifting up my bro so he can grow some eyes to see that doing what is right for me increases all our agency.
Much to my chagrin, I've said much to my chagrin, and many of you may not know what chagrin is. And you see, one of the cult practices around here that you may not be familiar with because it doesn't happen as regularly as I would like, but when it does happen, should happen on a Thursday, is that we consult with our good friend Miriam. Hey, the agency deck is the 10 of clubs card of the show. We consult with our good friend Miriam to provide us with definitions and saying words.
Chagrin
is the disquietude or distress of mind caused by humiliation, disappointment, or failure. So I guess in this case, my chagrin would be that the disappointment that it was Sam's conversation that came out instead of mine. That would be the much to my chagrin. What? We're at Miriam. You know what happens. When we're at Miriam, we also get the top secret message of the day, code word phrase thing. Yeah, that's complicated. What happens is, we'll use this one. Okay, Miriam does this word of the day thing and encodes secret messages in it. You have to figure out what they are. You go to this word of the day, fusty.
Fusty.
Someone described as fusty is rigidly old-fashioned.
Fusty.
And then you go back to the other words of the day to put the message together. Let's see.
Reify.
You know what, you son of a bitch? They used the word reify in today's Pastor Paul video, and I was really wondering what the definition was. Turns out it was the word of the day yesterday. How about that?
Reify
is about considering or representing something abstract as a material or concrete thing. If you reify a concept or idea, you somehow give it a definite content and form.
Reify. Fusty.
We might reify fusty. Let's see what the
balayage.
A technique by which a colorist creates highlights or lowlights in a person's hair by painting freehand using longs. It's like they do with the coffee. It's like the baristas do with the coffee, right? But it's your hair. It's your hair when it's a
balayage.
Like your hairstylist might not even know that he's giving you a
balayage.
But
capricious.
It's a formal word that describes someone or something governed or characterized by impulsivity or unpredictability. And
hoopla
is that the
capricious
stylist gave the
fusty
guy
balayage.
And that just served to
reify
the artistic nature of hairstylists. I'm out of time, but I'm out of my head. Shake it up is all that we know. Using the bodies up as we go. I'm waking up to fantasies. The shades all around aren't the colors we used to see. Broken ice still melts in the sun, and times that are broken can often be won again. We're so alone and so really matter to me. Take a look around. You're out of touch. I'm out of time. But I'm out of my head. This following branding is brought to you by the Shadow Cabal, and it is especially for those of you in 100-degree weather cooking. I didn't get that. Special thanks to the Shadow Cabal. So say we all.
Hello, everybody. This is Karen at the Meaning Code, where we explore the structures of the universe to discover the metaphors that uncover the hidden reality.
That there's a desire to complete. There's a desire to become complete, because if you think of even the universe is incomplete, and we are incomplete, and we are part of this incomplete universe. And the universe and us and everything in the universe has an innate desire to become complete. And that made me think about all of Levin's stuff about how when he's looking at organisms that have arms and legs, how is it that the arms, which are bilateral, and they don't supposedly have any communication with each other as they're developing, as the cells are differentiating, and the cells that are going to build the right arm go to the right, and the cells that are going to build the left arm go to the left, and then they start building with their little he calls it a subroutine. So they're building the arms. And how do they each know when to stop so that they're equivalent on both sides? And how do they know?
Oh, God, I had the mic hot the whole time.
And
Well,
how do they know that it's always...
we don't know how okay, so the Karen talking to Sam reminded me that you can find me talking to Sam over on this fringe encounter. Sam, the Heretic, and Gringris. Here's the 33rd minute of that. All right, Sam. Attack the darkness.
Attack the darkness.
Explain your heresy.
Simplest way to put it is this. Trinitarians think God is three persons. Unitarians think God is one person. And
what's the person?
That's an excellent question. I would love the Trinitarians they've had 1,700 years to give a clear and concise answer to that question. We're still waiting for a clear and concise answer to that question. What it would mean for one being to be three persons. We know a whole bunch of wrong answers, but we don't know the right answer yet, according to the Trinitarians. So,
agentic discretion.
Yeah, sure. Discretion. Why discretion? There's a lot of words that you could have chose.
Because it's the best way to say it's decising.
Yeah.
It's the sword of truth.
This not thatting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the way it seems to me. It's like that's how you determine whether or not something is a person. Like, to achieve personhood, the subject has to have discretion.
But he's overcoming something rather than, a true marksman will look at the arrows available and say, if I want to hit the target, I'll pick the best arrow so that I can hit the target. A true marksman might say, all of these arrows are crap. This arrow is at least crappy in a way that I can work with. But he's overcoming something rather than, a true marksman will look at the arrows available and say, if I want to hit the target, I'll pick the best arrow so that I can hit the target. A true marksman might say, all of these arrows are crap. This arrow is at least crappy in a way that I can work with.
Whoa, I'm sorry. There's so much going on in the background. Lynn, it's not ignored. I was in the background double checking, and my last contact with Magic was 5 days ago in an email titled Mental Masturbation. And she was fine and thrilled I was turning a page. I will contact her after the show and make sure she's still alive. She was having some computer issues. I don't know if she's gotten those sorted. We'll check, Matt. We'll check, Lynn. We will check. But as of 5 days ago, I am confident of her safety and livingness. Thanks for asking. It shows you have heart.
Like love. Love is worth saving.
I don't know love. Now encompasses
All right, welcome. What I need to do now is orient my intentionality network appropriately against the background of which this is the material reality of spiritual warfare stream for August 8th of 2024 on the Griswold Grimm YouTube channel, where which I am Griswold Grimm, first LARP Ingression Protocol, yada yada. The thumbnail is "Why God is Love?" ? Those haven't been delivered on. We've gone over the amazing slashed prices on the Denim Wars Denny hat. I think we're getting 40 cents a pop now. Special thanks to the Shadow Cabal that makes that possible.
So say we all. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Ho, ho, ho.
It is the 8th of August, and the goal of the Kofi was mysteriously at 88%. What else? We acknowledged that Karen and Sam's conversation has been released, so that everybody's subscribed to Karen when Karen and my conversation is released. And we've reminded everybody that me and Sam had a conversation that was pretty great. Look how big my head is. All right, that means we're moving on to delivering on the title and the thumbnail, which is probably why these fancy names like Luke Thompson and Mark Parker actually showed up today. Hey, Mandy even made it. Look at that. I guess we should get there then, Graham. Yes, no more branding. Clearly. Everybody wants to do the magic missile, dude.
The list?
Yes, any of the first level ones.
I'm gonna get a soda. Anyone want one? Hey, Graham, I'm not in the room, right? What room? I want to cast magic missile. The room where he's casting all these spells from. He hasn't cast anything yet. I am, though, if you'd listen. I'm casting magic missile.
Why are you casting magic missile? There's nothing to attack here.
I'm attacking the darkness.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to cast this spell by showing you two things that your brain should put together and see what I mean when I say God, why God is love. And in case it doesn't, we can talk about it after. Here's thing number one. What? Yeah. All right.
It's derived from the priestly source where God is known as Elohim or El Shaddai. And
that's not true. That's not false alarm. The clip was paused there because I thought El Shaddai was like so much closer to the one in Dune, and that maybe if we can, that we start using that. El Shaddai. That's cool, right?
There's God in the singular and there's gods in the plural. And I suppose that's because it seems that if you analyze the history of the development of monotheistic ideas, that monotheism emerges out of a plurality of gods. And as I mentioned, I think it's because the gods represent fundamental forces at minimum, and those fundamental forces have to be hierarchically organized with something absolute at the top, because otherwise they do nothing but war, right? You have to organize your values hierarchically or you stay confused. And that's true if you're an individual, and it's true if you're a state. If you don't know what the next thing you should do is, then there's 50 things you should do. And then how are you going to do any of them? You can't. You have to prioritize.
The next thing goes like this. I work with addicts every day, and the question I often want them to consider is, if you look inside of yourself, you are a whole bunch of desires and hormones and chemicals and needs. And those needs and desires and drives are all in competition with each other. So you got a desire for sleep, for food, for sex, for relationships, for position, for power, all in competition, okay? In a healthy person, there's one drive, one need that trumps everything else, and that is love. So I will have a sex drive, but never to the point where it violates love. Love will trump that. what happens in an abuser is things begin to trump love. And as soon as something begins to trump love, you can become an abuser. And so we all have the potential to be abusive because we all struggle every day with competing desires. And sometimes they do trump love. We get selfish. An abuser is the things that consistently trump love are there all the time. And so that becomes the main part of their life. Love.
Well, that was a quick. Hi. So those two things together is how I deliver on the thumbnail title. Why God is love? Because if anything else you put at the top than love, it turns into abuse. So that's why God. And it turns out while I decided at the front of the show to lead in with the adjunct professing before I got to that, that didn't happen. So now prepare for the adjunct professing. All right, let's see what I got queued up. I got two. Just do it. Just roll into it, get through it, and everyone will understand if you remember to share tab instead. Oh, right.
Huh? Well, how do Trent Horn and Peter Boghossian share a religion? One is Roman Catholic, arguing the supernatural. The other is atheist, arguing against the supernatural, but both very much. I mean, I was listening to that Trent Horn video. Somebody sent it to me, and he says, I'm committed to the truth more than anything. And I thought, that's hogwash.
I'm committed to hogwash. No, but I did want to shout out Joy for showing up. Because by God, Joy, I love it every time you come in the chat just because of what your parents named you and that you wear your name on YouTube. Like, you bring joy everywhere you go. It's amazing.
You are not. That's emissary propaganda. You were raised and molded and formed and shaped, and all of this has come together in who you are. The same with Peter Boghossian. No, we need to talk about truth claims. He keeps talking to Jonathan Peugeot about truth claims. So he keeps trying to do the emissary thing, and Peugeot keeps wanting to sort of pull the camera back and say, see it like the master. And understand that religions are sort of things that bind. And even your whole truth claim thing is sort of a religion that binds. And so, I don't want to make sweeping generalizations about both these guys. They're perfectly wonderful people. But what's astounding?
That bit there, that they're kind of like religions that bind. I thought it was a terrible opportunity for us that you did not invoke the John Vervaeke term religio, because the binding nature is in the religio, but they're not religions. You see, what takes a religio and makes it a religion is when you extract yourself and view the religio as like, look, there's something binding us together. What is it? And you turn it into a hyper object that you name, and then that's a religion. And that's so as you're going to try to redefine religion back here at 2011.
Lots of other sort of group things at play. So let's take a look at this definition that I'm working on of a religion, and we'll walk through it, and then we'll talk about it, and I'll illustrate it a little bit. So your religion, now again, everyone has one or at least many religions. Someone who is just, let's say you're Andrew Tate and you're just about getting sex, or maybe selling women for money and having good cards or something. That's sort of your religion. We all get that use of the language. Someone who lives for baseball sort of might have baseball as their religion. But often our religions are far more subtle and often nested. In fact, some of these organized religions are really.
We got that. We're religio with that, and then we'll play with your definition some more later. I got like a really difficult card here. You see, hold on, show them proper. This is the card today is pretty damn intense. So allow me this. LARP. We have the ability to LARP and LARP hard. LARP. We have the ability to LARP and LARP hard. That was a McMo one, I think. I believe that was a McMo masterpiece. I think that was his stylistic impression signature, in which attention is worship, and the intentionality network determines focus from inferred priorities from the background. Like, the background has your core values and everything else, and the emissary intentionality network cannot directly communicate those. It doesn't, like, what are my core values? I don't know, right? But whatever my emissary mind can do is it infers from what it can get from the background, and it then determines. That's the value structure that determines the focus. Isn't set by the inference of the intentionality network in the background. Yeah, I think that's it. No, it's atmosphere. It's hemispheric atmospheric because it's the material reality of spiritual warfare. Yeah. Okay, so then we go into, you all know that Baba Wanyama fella, right? Check this out.
What we do, we are dealing a very heavy blow to Satan. When I say Satan,
that is the one nice big claim to start with, pal.
I mean lower astral forces that interfere with the story of humanity and hold us down into these states of pursuit of worldly desire in which we lie, cheat, steal, and they can rob our energy off the back of those actions and activities. I say we are dealing a mighty blow as the interdimensional forces of spiritual wickedness, we can say. They need anchor points within inside our reality.
Recognize this as a cosmological claim about the nature of reality.
To say. They need anchor points within inside our reality to be here, to continue to push the manifestation of the fallen behaviors that we see around us. We are not only building a village and villages for special needs children, we are talking about children that live in a perpetual state of torture and torment, sometimes for decades. They just lay there alone, Imagine your hands are bound, your legs are bound, your mouth is covered, and you are laid in a room and you are defecating on yourself, and somebody is just giving you enough food to keep you alive. And sometimes someone comes in and burns you. Sometimes someone comes in and cuts you and lets your blood because they think it has magical power.
And it gets worse. It gets worse. But the question is that a material reality of spiritual warfare? Does the powers that tempt you into soiling yourself, defeating your beast rather than your higher nature, overriding your, like, blinding yourself, blinding your actual value focus with urgency needs? Does that sort of thing, does that have a, is it like a density? Is it, how does it interface with material reality? Because, like, in the spirit of, right, in the spirit of community we gather, in the spirit of this, in the spirit of that, it's like this, in the spirit of is the way we say what is the inferred value structure of our background, and where does that put our focus, right? That's what we say. Oh, in the spirit of is the best words we have to grasp that. I don't know. Help me, guys, with this. I'm not. This is all. It's all a big
Slime! What? It's a river of slime!
Is everything all right in here?
Yes, Nanny.
Because
in all our searching, the only thing we've found that makes the emptiness bearable is each other.
Oh shoot, where was I going with this? Attention.
All right. I'm going to fight. Do I have to? All right. I'm giving you a repeat branding, and for that, I don't have to do that. You can do this.
One thing is sure. A great change of our psychology is in our psychological attitude. Because we need more. We need more psychology. We need more understanding of human nature. Because we need more. We need more psychology. We need more understanding of human nature, because the only real danger that exists is man himself.
And whoosh.
It's kind of like we're spiritual amphibians, and there's the water and the surface worlds, okay? And, like, we're floating in the water, though. It's not like we're frogs. Well, I guess maybe meditative states might be ways for you to go above the water, perhaps, or maybe under the water, depending on how the metaphor plays out. But we're sitting, like, floating half in the water and half out of the water, and that's the nature of being materially incorporated into the realm, right? The water realm, I guess. And like, sharks can grab you from the bottom. That's not relevant. What's relevant is that let's say the difference, therefore, then the surface of the water is whether or not you're operating at a frequency at which love is on top, right? That's when you're oriented, when your head's above water, love is on top, perhaps. And you don't know where you were going with any of that. Check the comments. Okay. All mankind is dominated by a sun disk. Domination. To the right. Domination. It is frail. The dream has its own limitation. Let's get back to your dream. What does the dream say?
We need more psychology. We need more understanding of human nature, because the only real danger that exists is man himself.
Domination is frail. The anima is the female element of the male unconscious. Well, of the farm animals to be, isn't the horse the best? Hey, J.R. Henry. Luke Thompson says, my love is always on top. And now, I don't know if you're aware, but we occasionally around here on the stream do a failed video game project called Monster Party Monster Fight, in which I discover I'm not a very good game show host. And similarly, Luke Thompson's comment here reminds me of a game show experiment I would love to try in this little corner, and that's the $25,000 pyramid, where you put two people across from each other, and one person says things, and the other person tries to guess what category. Such as, like, if Luke Thompson said such a thing as, my love is always on top, I might say things Job would say before. Okay. So during that commercial, I tried to find a little bit I had of Luke Thompson saying the thing, but I couldn't. So I thought to myself, oh, truffles.
The reason I bring it up now is I love truffles. Have you ever had truffles?
No, but could you have the accountability stalker find the stream where you said you'd never play that again? All right, bye, everybody. It's had fun. It'd be great if any of the thinky-talky people in this little corner picked up this topic and talked about it, because this is clearly not good coverage, but I think it's something worth talking about. See you next time. Oh, wait. As you know, we're unlocking a VIP code for the Estuary Northwest face-to-face encounter with Karen and such. You can find it at estuarynorthwest2024.com, and it looks like this if you do find it. Right? Are you showing it? No. It looks like this if you do find it. There's a special VIP party for me. Happy birthday with rhubarb pie and bison brisket D&D. And somebody wants this seat 11 that we are currently trying to unlock at the top of the screen. And that person's Clara. I'll tell you right now. There's a person that wants the seat 11. It's not unlocked yet, but you could make it happen. And if you're at least, I don't know, we don't know what to do with them when they're unlocked, like who to give them to. We've been like, if somebody does most of the unlocking, we give it to them. But the seat 11 we could give to Clara if the hive mind can come consensus, whatever. Let's talk about it. I don't know, shush.